What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. And finally, we are back for AOR Oceania. This is round number 7 here at the United States Grand Prix. I do apologise for the lateness of these videos. These were done like weeks ago, but just a lack of motivation again, and work has definitely put paid to this. But as you can see there, we're lagging straight through a Haas car, but and had Zombie desync in front of us. But there's the championship standings from the Japanese Grand Prix. As you can see there, Owens extended his gap between us to 35 points, and the R8 moved up in the standings thanks to his win in Japan. And of course, that was big movers also for Renault up in the first place. Ferrari have dropped back, and I did include Williams in that list as well, who are now in position 8. But round 7 of the championship. This is an interesting part of the championship now, because basically I have to score at least more points than Owens just to have any hope of winning this championship. So we're off here in qualifying, setting off here for our first run. Nothing too major going on here, just seeing how deep we can go into turn 1, hit that apex beautifully as we can. This is the key one that I was having so much trouble with in the lead up to this, was this S section. And if you saw my SRL video, you know I got disqualified for running over those curves maybe just a little bit too much. But you can see there we missed that apex going through, I think that was turn 7 possibly, but went on to the back straight. And we've already lost one already. Christos out of this qualifying session, but what happens next will probably surprise you a little bit, because when this popped up on my screen, as you're seeing right now, I knew it was trouble, and we've lost our host, which is not exactly brilliant, I must say, but basically it's screwed up everything. As you can see there, up in the top left corner, the timing, the standings were just not there. They were just giving us weird, just blanks really, and it was very awkward. And actually our lap got invalidated because of that corner cut, but I continued on anyway. It was then nice sideways out of the final corner, and we finished that off. So now it was a choice of what was going to happen for this the rest of this qualifying session. Now this is the replay of what happened with Christos. You can see there a bit of lag and desync going on. This is on board with my teammate. Oh my! Well, that was certainly interesting. But this is what happened from Michi's point of view. So once the host migrated, unfortunately, he got the reset button, like take back control again, and his car went straight back into the pits. So at this point, with the people I was in the party chat, we thought it'd be fair if we restart again to give everybody a fair go at this. So we decided to have another crack at this. It certainly wasn't ideal, let's put it that way. And at one point, I think we were going to actually qualify in Australia again, which was, let's just say, a little bit awkward. But Joker did correct that, and we are going racing again here in America. But yeah, once the tyre selection screen popped up, tyre allocation popped up, basically at this point in time, it was just the please wait screen, and it just continued on and continued on and continued on even more. To the serious point, I think this went on for about 5-10 minutes at least. But and we're still going. Hello Siri. That's just my iPad. That's just what I needed. But might come back to you in a little bit and see if we made any progress.
3:28 a.m.
At this point, we really haven't made any progress, and I don't think at this point... Shut up, Siri. Yeah, at this point, we don't need the F1 music. We need this music. Okay, so as you can tell, everybody basically had to quit out of the game and restart because it was just getting to the point where we just wanted to race. So Zombie is now the new host. We had to change the host, and I made the decision that we would have the one-shot qualifying. So I'm going to show you now the lap that I did during the one-shot qualifying. So here we go, down the front straight, heading up towards turn 1, this high rising turn 1. Maybe braked a little bit too early there because I literally did not want to bin this lap because, again, championship is still on the line here, and I don't know exactly where my championship rival Owens will be, but coming through the flying S section, just took it nice and calmly through here. Maybe went one gear down too early, brake a bit too early there through turn 7, but they're coming through turn 8 now. Get it nice and close to those curves. Running out wide. Don't want to get too wide, otherwise you'll get a corner cut. And we've already lost one already. So with DJRTP 17 disqualified. But this is probably where I lost the time going out of turn 11 there. But let's see what we can do down this front straight. And probably be a long shot with this Ferrari straight line speed, but let's see what we can do here. Coming into this fast, now into turn 12, got to get it nice and tight into here. Hit that curve nicely. Trying to avoid the wheel spin as much as we can. Bit of a lock up there through 13, now 14. It's a tricky section here. And something I was probably a little bit struggling with in the preparation, let's just say. But now through this fast right-hand section, 17 and 18, where the incident with Max Verstappen happened not long ago. But 19, again, this was a corner I hated so much. We get a pretty good run actually, and then coming down the final corner, nice and tight, try not get too much wheel spin, come across the line. We didn't get pole, but in the end I think it was P5, so all in all, wasn't too bad. Zombie gets his first pole position for AOR, so congrats to him. Pretty much dominated the one-shot qualifying. Probably not really a few surprises, but Owens way down in position 4. Which I was very surprised at. But getting on to the race strategy, it was difficult, let's just say. I was keen to possibly do the one stop. But as you could tell, well, you'll probably tell later on in this race, a few things may change. But we top it up with a heap of fuel, literally. And I think at this point I should tell you that Zombie put on about, I think, like 5 point something laps of fuel in. So he was going for the gauntlet here, just trying to get his first win. Here we go. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Austin, Texas. It looked like Owens may have jumped the start a little bit there. Well, that's what I thought, but we'll have to check his back on when he's on board there a little bit later. But I took the title line in the turn 1. Probably wasn't the right way to go about it, but we just hold off Mitchie's advances there. Now trying to come through the SS section on the back of Laggy there. May have had a bit of a wiggle there coming through there, but we all survived there. No, we've lost one already, and it's Christos again. Same spot he did in the earlier qualifying session. There's the Laggy got a bit sideways coming out of that turn 10, turn 9, turn 10 bit. We're going down, very late braking. Got plenty of attention going on here from behind and in front, with Laggy in front of us and Mitchie as well. Must also point out, if my voice goes, there is a reason why. So now Mitchie's under attack, I think, from possibly Exodona, but have a little look down here into turn 12. Didn't quite have enough in the end, but it was basically how it stayed for that point in time. But cutting on to lap 2 through turn 8 and 9, just get a little bit sideways there, had to catch it there, but managed to save it. And you'll see here coming out of turn 13 as well, as I think that's DT, that's run very wide there, but as we come to 14, another big snap of oversteer. Had to take the shorter line, let's just say, through that section. But okay, let's have a look at the replay. He's on board with Zombie from pole position. Beautiful start from Zombie. And he's got a bit of company there with, I think, possibly DT, but hangs it right around the outside, and just look at that. Absolutely perfect start. No one really around him coming through this S section, so he's pretty much on his own here. Very nice start indeed. Now let's go back to Owens' POV. Let's see what actually happens here. He actually nailed the start there. I actually thought he actually jumped the start, like I said, but he actually nailed the start compared to that laggy person. But again, on that compromised line, a bit under attack here from, I think, DT there in Sauber, but he manages to get up into P2 there. So very good start for Owens there. All right, let's have a look on board with Michi's POV. You see there, look at Owens, beautiful jump off the line there. Laggy just didn't really go anywhere. I take the inside line. Michi, you're going right around the outside, trying everything he can. It just goes on the curb a little bit with Laggy, but manages to hold on to it. But let's see what happens in the back of the pack. This is on board with Penske. It's a shocking start from, I think, is that Matt, who I should point out, some unknown reason, he put him in the Renault car. He's actually in the Toro Rosso car, and there's a bit of contact between my teammates Bagbowl and Penske. And there's Hyperdays out wide there as well in the other Haas car. But, oh my God, look at all this chaos going through that section there. Oh, that might explain. I think it might be the same too again, that what happened in qualifying earlier on. But Penske managed to survive it all. But was another incident coming into turn 11 here, so we'll have to see what actually happens. So Penske actually gets a great run compared to Joker there in the McLaren. It's a little bit squeezed out there. Thinks about it. Joker's going to have a look up the inside. That might explain why the yellow flag was out. Did tag his teammate there, but now my teammate's coming back through the field. Nice straight line speed he's got compared to Penske, but I don't think it's quite done yet. Coming into turn 12, up the inside he goes and gets it back, does he? Yes, he forces Bagbowl out wide. He's up into P9 after starting from dead last. Not the ideal start for I doubt Penske will want to start it from the rear of the grid anyway, but going on a couple, this was I think on lap 3. You see my teammate now trying to make the comeback move here. Up the inside he goes here in turn 1. It makes it pretty easy for him there. So that's Bagbowl back up into P9 and Penske back to P10. So back we go to our POV. And lap 3 we go. So there's a moment there for DT again. So he's run wide. At this moment there was a bit of a weird issue as we lost someone else, but so some unknown reason my screen just slowed. It was just so weird, and then all of a sudden Michi just got up the inside and made it look so easy. But we come back on the counter attack and go up the inside into turn 12. But Michi does hold it around the outside on the right there, and may hold on to the position. Yes, he does. So we're not done with yet. We're going to have a look down the inside here at turn 16. Not quite have enough, but Michi gets it done. So that was all a weird stream of events, I can tell you. I was not happy, especially considering my championship rival is a bit further up the road as we get our, that was actually our third warning, and we get our 3-second time penalty for our troubles. So you can tell why I hate going over these curves around the Circuit of the Americas, but I'll cut further on to lap 5 as we have a big moment coming through the S section there. Bloody lucky. I don't know how on earth I got the warning for that, but seems a little bit unfair. But got bloody lucky, I can tell you, because that could have easily been my race and lose a heap of championship points, especially to Owens. But now cut to lap 6 we go. We into turn 11, and Michi's gone very, very wide actually, using all the road off the track there. But we'll just see if we can get the run here. Got Rich Mix going, and we should have DRS possibly. No, we don't even have DRS, so we don't really need DRS. We've got him pretty easy in the straight line here, and back up we go into P5 again. So it's not over yet, but they've still got a long way to go here. And there was a bit of a moment actually a bit further up, and that's Zombie having a big moment through that S section there, and Owens goes right around the outside, turned to the inside, and he gets the race lead. So what a start from Owens, I tell you. And now Zombie's going to have to make a comeback, but this is what actually happened. So he's nearly just like me, but has a bit more of a slide, and manages just to get it out of the wall there. Well, not Bennett, big time, but it's lost him a heap of time, so that might explain why. There goes Owens, right around the outside. Actually trying to make a comeback, but got put off a little bit by the oversteer from Owens. I don't think Zombie's finished quite yet. Let's see what straight line speed is compared to Owens coming down this back straight. He will have DRS as well, so that's an added bonus. He puts it up into Rich Mix. Like I said, he's got a heap of fuel on board, and he's under a bit of attack from that laggy person. Might have a little bit more straight line speed than Zombie, but it does. But there it goes, Laggy up the inside and gets it done. So Zombie dropping back a little bit here, but it's not done with yet. Back on the inside, not quite enough there, but I'll have a look back down the inside again here at turn 16, what I tried earlier on, but again, just doesn't quite have enough. So Laggy now back up into second place, and Zombie drops from first to third. Back we go to our POV on lap 7 as we go very, very wide and get caught up on the curb big time. We might actually lose the spot here to Mitchie again. I sure hope it's Mitchie because I can't read the what it says on the screen, but we managed to hold off Mitchie there, and at this point I think the tyres were literally shot duck, but a little bit sideways, and actually he pits, so he's trying to get the undercut here on us. But I literally had to push on, literally, as you can tell by usually pushing all the tyres to the limit, literally. And at this point I thought it was now time to box, but look at that sideways coming through that fast right-hander there. And have a bit of a moment coming through the second last corner, but in we come straight away. Not going to muck around here, trying to get a bit sideways, a bit too much, and we cop a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. I just didn't quite get it down there, but here we go, onto the super soft tyres we go. We actually had the green light, but we got held by Exodona and the Williams there, so it wasn't really the ideal stop I had in mind, but here we go, back out on the track. Come out just behind Hyperdeus. I don't believe he's pitted. I think he's going for the long haul here. But now this also happened while I was away. Again, Zombie having another little error coming through that S section there. Manages to hold off DT. But, gee, Zombie's bloody lucky, I tell you. But now back we go with Mitchie. He's cut the corner there, just trying to get a bit of, trying to push on from his outlap for the pit lane. And he'll go up the inside of Hyperdeus. No, he won't. Well, he does now, but gets a little bit of front wing damage for his troubles. But here's Zombie having a, you can see in the distance there, Owens and I think Laggy battling for the race lead here. Owens holds on for the time being. It's not over yet. Laggy still looks it up, points it up the inside, but just doesn't quite have the momentum. Zombie's under a bit of attack from DT, who's caught up here. It'll be interesting to see what happens here with these guys with the pit stops. I think Owens will try and go as long as he possibly can just to have a little bit of fresher rubber to the end, but see what he does. No, Zombie pits on lap 8, so he's going to try to do the undercut on the top two. I think possibly he's going for the two-stop strategy today, so let's see how this works out. So when he comes, and I think my teammate's in as well, but super soft tyres going on for him, and away he goes. Doesn't get held up much at all there, so again back we go to his teammate now on board with Penske. He's under a bit of attack here from Is That Matt in the Renault. Literally coming under a bit of attack. A lot of attack here, really. But coming through this section here, Matt looks at it, puts it up the inside. A little bit of contact between those two, and oh, Matt spun it. Coming out of there, so that's very unfortunate. But as you can see there, we've caught way up to Hyperdeus there. Had a bit of a moment with bumping into his rear end and having a little fight, but didn't really affect us. We didn't get any front wing damage, so should have the DRS and the Rich mix up our sleeve. We're going to do a big dive down the inside here. Nearly like Daniel Ricciardo, but maybe not quite like him, but back up we go to P9. So now it's our chance to push on. see what we can salvage here. But now coming through to lap 10, there was a bit of a moment here with Penske, because fortunately his car got reset just literally as I was coming around. We'll have a look at his POV in a minute. There we go. We're back on board. We are with Penske. So he's under a bit of attack here from, I think that's Mitchie in the Sauber. I think Mitchie should have the DRS up his sleeve, so he should not be held up for too long, I dare say. As you can see there, guys coming out of the pits. DT on the softs. Laggy's on the softs as well, but there goes Mitchie up the inside. Makes it a very simple move there, and drops Penske back down to 7th. But just watch what happens through this S section. Everything's going pretty normal through here. Nothing really much to say there. Plus, I pull away from DT there, but this is the bit what's interesting. Just watch what happens when he goes through this corner. Just automatically resets him. Thankfully, DT ghosted, and it was bloody close between us, I tell you, to colliding and probably nearly ending our races. Now, that was very awkward. So Owens now pits on lap 12. I think he's going to go for the one stop here onto the Super Softs and get home. But as you can see, there he is, just up in the top of the screen there. He literally just comes out ahead of DT. Very close indeed. Let's see his POV. Down the inside he goes. DT trying to go right around the outside, but I don't think DT held him up too much there. That was pretty simple there. Back we go again with Penske. I dare say there'll be plenty of POVs from his car, but there goes my teammate's bag ball up the inside. It's barged through the inside as well by Exodona. I dare say Penske won't be having any of that, and I tell you what, he was blowing up Deluxe in the party chat, which made us all laugh, I tell you. But this is not over yet. Let's see what he does down into turn 12. Coming from a long, long way back, and literally barges Exodona out of the road there. He's every single bit of track, and gave some warning for his troubles, and that pretty much finished it off. So it was a great battle while it lasted, but now Exodona, I think, is lagging, but it's going to make this pretty simple, I think. Yeah, that front wing is really starting to affect him there. There's no turn, and that's an easy spot for Kaiwas as well. So I think he will have to come into the lane here. And he cops a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting as well. So just to rub salt into the wound, and Culp finishes his front wing off there. So, oh dear. It looked like it was going to be a good race for Penske, but yeah, what more can you say? A bit of biff and barge with Exodona. Probably didn't end well as it's supposed to. Soft tyres on for him, and a new front wing. Pretty simple stop, and away he goes. Back we go to us on lap 13. We get a nice big warning there for the corner cut, which seemed fair. We're coming through this right-hander section. Look at the sideways movement we get from that. That was a bit of a hurdle, let's just say, throughout the whole race. But now we've caught up a lot back up to the leaders. There's a few guys that haven't pitted, so I think Zombie may have pulled away a little bit from these guys, but he's doing the 2-stop, I believe. So very close indeed between Owens, Mitchie, I think DT there as well. But this is going back in time, possibly, or going forward in time. It might be going back, actually. But you see there, Mitchie is under a bit of attack here from Owens, who's on much fresher rubber here. Does have DRS up his sleeve, puts it into rich mix. See what he's got slipstream-wise. And this was actually going, I think, on while I was behind these guys, but Owens up the inside. Bit of a front locker, and he gets the move done. So coming through now the left-hand section. DT thought he was going to have a good move on Mitchie, but Mitchie actually dives into the pits. So bit of a late call there, possibly, I think, but now we're just trying to size up DT as fast as we can, just try and get past him. Have any hope as we go. Another big dive up the inside. Trying to get a bit more drive, but DT still has a bit more drive than us. Even in the Sauber, still got a bit more drive, but again, it is online. But taking it nice and cautiously through this S section. I just wanted to hang on to his tail here as much as we could. just to see what kind of pace he's got here. He's on the soft tyres. He will be going to the end. Whereas myself, I was still committed to the two-stop here, but later on in the race, that changed a lot. As you can see here now, we're starting to gain a bit more here on DT. Going to have another late dive bomb up the inside. And this time we make it work. So back up into P4, which will be, I think, effectively P3. So I think maybe one or two guys, possibly one that hasn't stopped yet. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly if it's affected P3 or P4, but now it's just a case of trying to get these to the pit stops. But you see they get another warning and another 3-second time penalty. I get a lot of time penalties. I just hate America, put it that way. And more warnings galore as I speak. So you can just see why I hate the curbs so much. But now pretty much for the rest of this race, it was just trying to starve off the attack from DT. We've still got a bit of life left in those tyres, and I dare say he may have a crack later on. They cut through lap 17 again, top another warning. This is pretty much going to be pretty much nearly the rest of my race, but it was a shocking run out of the turn 11 there. Trying to break the slipstream as much as we can from DT. I pretty much had DT up my ass for the pretty much the majority of the rest of this race. So trying to starve him off as much as we could, but like I said earlier, we're on lap 19 now. Now I wanted to, and then cop another 3-second time penalty. I'm going to get sick of this. Yeah, but at this point in time, I knew that the tyres were probably a little bit gone here, but again, still holding off DT as much as we could. Yeah, oh yeah, I think I forgot Laggy was still up there, so we're effectively in P4. So again, we're going to have to break the slipstream as much as we can. Again, DT follows us, so I'm literally trying everything I can to break this slipstream because it is getting annoying at this point. DT right up my rear end, but I knew the tyres would probably not last very long, and I was keen to probably pit very soon, especially I think it was possibly on this lap. But again, going down the front straight, breaking that slipstream. Again, hold him off for the time being. This time he's a little bit closer with the slipstream, and again, we have to break it as much as we can, which we ain't too bad at the moment, but he's going to have to work the hard way here, going around the outside, which is not a move he would do, and now it's brought my teammate into the picture here. But I knew it was going to be a tough ask to get these tyres to the end. I think I said I was going to box this lap, but in the end, while I was thinking throughout this corner, while my teammate, I think, was fighting off DT there, at this point I thought, no, I've just got to stick with Owens, just have any shot with get some points, try and get to the end. As now my teammate is now in the lane. So basically I had to stick it out on the super soft tyres, which had been on since about lap 8. I think it was about lap 8 when I pitted. So these tyres have got to last 20 odd laps, which it's not easy, put it that way. But now our race leader comes in for his second pit stop, so he is doing the two-stop like I said. So he's going to have some pace later on. Laggy will take over the effective lead of this race. He's on the soft tyres. Zombie's going to have some pace, don't you worry about that. Watch him come back through the field. Owens goes by as well. And coming through this S section here, just look at the pace he's got compared to, I think that's up the inside of DT. Yeah, that is DT. I do apologise there, but yeah, up into P5. He's back in P5, but he won't be here for too long. Up the inside he goes at turn 11. Makes it pretty easy up there at the inside, but it won't be too long before he catches us up, which I wasn't really worried at this point. I knew Zombie had the pace. As now we cut back to our POV. We got lap 21. Oh, we are, sorry. We actually are on lap 21. I'm losing my mind here, but like I said, Zombie didn't muck around here. Up the inside he goes. And that's up into P3 now. So it's back onto the podium. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can catch the top two. See what kind of pace he's got. And here's the replay again of that move up the inside. And just look at that, mate. It's very simple. The fresh rubber wins overall. Does not muck around and just gets on with it, really. So that's effective onto the podium for him. Now come back to our POV. That's actually Hyperdaze. That's not laggy, I can assure you of that. That's run very wide there, but again, lap 22 we go. And again, I said to my engineer I would box this lap, but again, that wasn't going to happen. As you can see, the tyre wear is starting to, not critical yet, but it's getting bloody close. I literally had to try and keep DT off my tail as much as I could just to get to the end of this race. We tried holding him off as best I could just to get P4 and get points for this championship. Probably won't be the race win. I don't think possibly Owens could possibly have the race win either with the way Zombie's pace is going. But again, breaking the slipstream on that DT. Now back we go to our teammate who's putting a bit of pressure here on Mitchie. So both Ferraris and Saubers are fighting each other here. Up the inside he goes here at turn 1. The Spagwell may have a bit of fresher rubber, and up into P6 he goes. Now back we go to Penske. He's holding on to that solitary points at the current moment with Matt all over the back of him. Oh, and again Matt has a big moment coming out of turn 11 into the back straight. So back we go to our battle with DT. It's still going here. Nothing really has changed much, except DT is still up my rear end and getting a little bit close, actually. Probably maybe a little bit too closer again, but again, another warning. I'm going to get sick of saying this, but back we go again to Penske, who's got Matt all over the back of him. And he'll go up the inside, around the outside, might do the crisscross. Yes, he does. See what kind of drive he's got. Penske's doing everything he can to hold off Matt. They're still bumping wheels here. Literally bumping panels. I dare say this is not over yet either. Now Penske's going to go right to the very close line there. And gets a penalty as well, and cops a warning for that with Matt. On the tighter line there, that's not easy to do. I can tell you, that was bloody lucky none of them had damage out of that. Let's see what it looked like from Matt's point of view. So that was trying to go around the outside, locked up. Tried the crisscross, made it work. Maybe a little bit of damage from Penske in our front wing. Got DRS as well. Penske doesn't have DRS, so he's just going to have to base it on rich mix and possibly straight line speed as best he can. But let's look at it. Here comes Penske up the inside. Barges Matt out of the road. And lucky Matt got away with that. Not spinning it up again, but what an awesome battle for the final points of this race. Again, this battle's not over yet. Because again, Matt has a look up the inside. Barging again. Doesn't quite have the drive compared to Penske. So the point is, the battle for the point is still on. But now Owens coming under a lot of it, under attack from Zombie. And this makes it easy for him there. So you just see here, look at Zombie lining Owens up. He's just dominating at the moment with that pace he's got. And Laggy's not too far up the road here. A little bit close there between those two, but actually copped the time penalty as well. So he's not one missing out on the time penalties, but didn't look quite up the inside here. But just watch this straight line speed, and he's still got a heap of fuel up his sleeve, I think. So he didn't quite burn off what he had earlier on. So he's got plenty of rich mix to use to the end of this race. It's only like a couple of laps away, but just looking up the inside he goes and into position 2. So now he's got to chase after Laggy. to get that race win. Possibly his first win in AOR. So you could tell Zombie was very close for a race win, but not quite yet. It may be close. Keep an eye out. But again, this battle for the point, solitary point, is still going. Again, Matt's trying to crisscross. There's a bit more drive. Now he's going to have to do it on the outside. Penske has to cover the inside line here. Straight line speed. There's not much difference between the two. Penske may have to hold it around the inside. Into the inside he goes. And holds on just. And Matt's still got his nose in there. A little bit of a touch again between those two, but somehow they still survive. And it's still going on here as we begin. I think this is like lap 26 or something. So, yeah. Oh no, Matt spun it. Is that the solitary point going out the window for Matt? Yeah, like I said, it wasn't too long before Zombie caught up with Laggy here. Possibly this race win is not over yet. But Laggy's got to do everything he can to get another race win. Because it's been a while since he's had a race win. I think you have to go back to Italy for the last time he won. He looks up the inside and see what the kind of drive he's got with those ultra soft tyres. Look at that. He's got DRS up his sleeves. Very easy move, and that's effectively the race lead for Zombie. I doubt whether he'll be beaten from here, unless something very drastically happens. I'll get my words mixed up in a minute, but cutting back to us, the rears are starting to get very, very critical. We're nearly in the 70s, I think. At this point, I was just holding on for dear life and hoping that a puncture would not eventuate, because it does happen. I have a big moment there. And DT's, I think, is going to have to go right around the outside. A little bit sideways there. May hold on in the start the second to last lap for us. Still in P4. Still might get a good bank of points even if we lose P4, but hold it right around the outside. But DT has none of that and puts it up the inside and gets effective P4. So I literally tried my best, but it just wasn't to be. Now at this point, it was just managing to the end of this race, just see if we can just bank P5, because there's a bit of a gap, and plus we've got that few time penalties up our sleeve. So that was just the goal here, and it's reached critical point on the rears. I think the left rear is probably a lot worse than the right rear at this point of the race. So we're getting closer to the final couple of corners. I was just hoping that the puncture would not have happened, but I think we've survived it. Coming around the final corner, and we get the puncture just coming across the finish line. So what a way to finish. I think it possibly may have been the left rear that got the puncture, but that was bloody lucky. Well, it could have been the right rear. I'm not really sure there, but here comes Penske. He's going to hold on for that solitary point in P10. So what a great battle though that was. But again, Zombie wins his first race. So up on the podium he goes with Owens and Laggy as always. Owens has just been a dominant force. Has not been out of the top 5 at all this season. So it's just been an incredible run. And yeah, that was a bit weird with Zombie having no body there. But there's the results on his screen. Zombie, Owens and Laggy 1, 2 and 3. DT in 4th. We finished in P5 and my teammate back in P9. So, and of course we had a few DNFs up the sleeve there as well. A few guys missing out, but yeah, that was certainly an interesting race. But here's the updated standings after this race. So, and Owens has extended that gap a little bit more. I can't really remember the count wise, but what the difference is now. But it was 35 points. So what is that? 43 points. I think he's now extended it to. RA still in 3rd. Laggy moved up a few places. A few guys move up and down. The Mercedes have taken back the lead in the Constructors' Championship. But Ferrari are not too far away from Renault. So going to be an interesting battle come the next round in Mexico. And that's pretty much going to be it for today, guys and girls. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Comment down below on what you thought about that race. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for plenty more AOR Oceania videos, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. If you want to sign up for AOR Oceania, I'll put a link down in the description. You have really until the 6th of April to sign up. You can sign up after that. You'll just be joining like mid-season whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All my social media links are always down there as well. But for the moment, guys and girls, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.